I'm going to talk about what I'm trying to do here because I really feel that I'm still learning how to become sociable and then learning how to be a channel. The channel part has been not intentional. When I first started doing a lot of loading on what was never a channel, I took a lot of things I had from the paranormal and I put them here. And essentially, when I started posting or doing material on this quote unquote channel, it was never meant to be a channel. And then I've always been into from software games. And then when I got here, has always been something, I always say strongly, a little gift. You put in hope. You put that in. A lot of times when someone looks at my content and you try to figure out why do you call yourself an X channel? Because you can't get how to upload on YouTube, and the answer is no. My niche is really my apartment, which is going to sound bizarre because I have books, comics, and I have a lot of things that are more about doing kind of, I use the word, a novel, which somehow get put into a situation where all of these things merge into what I call Brumblefly. Have you ever watched the 1986 with Jeff Goldblum called The Fly? And I always say blender. That's my version of what that is. A blender of different things that's just happened to be merged into one thing. And that is part from software games, a lot of comic books. I'm always happy to say anime. What a heavy influence is Sailor Moon. A lot of what I call cosmology, particle science, and just a whole bunch of things. So when I'm doing this, I'm always saying what I'm trying to do is merge all of those to do something visual. I'm one of the few people, I said, that I love doing shorts more than doing the longer content. The longer content is editing and trying to make things accessible, where someone sits down and tries to comprehend what are you trying to do, and then essentially work on speech. I'm one of the few people that I would say my skills on a microphone will never be great because I'm trying to get into AI more and trying to push the AI and look at content and push it in such a way where it's what I call visionary. I'm more about trying to push things, I like the word discovery, and make a splash, as opposed to running and following people who are riding what I call a wave. I'm more of an artist, so I'm an eccentric. I'm one of the rare people that I'm really not on a social platform, so it's difficult to get into trying to be rational in a sense. It's more about trying to do things and push all of these things in a certain direction. The paranormal thing that I have here, I always say strongly, and I'm very mute on that word paranormal, is more like looking through a lens and then trying to push out cosmology and look at the observations from cosmology, and the other part is called particle science, and then do something visual and then merge all these styles and to tell a story. When I do something here, if someone says, what are you trying to become, a monetized channel? Not entirely. The monetization is something that's nice if it happens. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. The other part is to say the objective is trying to do what was always the intention, was telling a story, a novel idea, and then pushing out the technology like a James Cameron to see if can I push out technology that I have around me, can I get into what this is and then make it into something else entirely different. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not James Cameron. What I'm trying to do is tell a story. I'm a writer in some ways. And what I'm trying to do is trying to merge a writing style, which I call layered writing, and then push that type of concept into the AI. The AI, and then trying to understand what the AI is and its idea of perspectives, and then trying to push those perspectives into making something visual. I'm always trying to experiment on this channel with different types of lenses, filters, other types of styles. When I see something, I understand it, then I try to put it into making that into another writing type of style. And all of this is called Game of Four. So I'm a gaming platform, emerging platform, probably will end up being some type of uh, shorts based on AI um, animation, possibly, and some type of acting with that. I'm going to get to that part. So I'm emerging. When I'm doing things, I'm not quite standard that's on YouTube. I'm not a person I say, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I'm not that. I'm more of someone who's trying to do something within the actual market of YouTube. I may stay with YouTube. I may eventually move out of YouTube and try to publish ideas or try to do things when I figure out what I'm trying to do. When I look at AI and I look at everything about AI's animations and doing things with prompts, hashtags, tags, and doing anything, I always feel strongly it's not my niche. It is my niche. Also, I find myself more and more vested into being political in some ways, which I wasn't really planning on that, but I kind of feel in such a way. The only thing I ever call myself is an artist. That's the only thing that I called myself to be. I mean, when I label myself and talk to myself, and you try to talk about anything, my ideas or doing things, I'm an eccentric. I'm an unsociable person who actually doesn't take to Facebook or anything of this nature when it comes to this type of media. I always say to myself is basically you're trying to push content in such a way is to tell a story. When I look at anything I'm trying to do here, I always say what I'm after the most is JoJo, the Derby Girl. That's the person you see on the channel. I always try to keep the same thing. I always want to do is trying to push the backgrounds, visually stimulating backgrounds as art, and trying to do ideas where the ideas become, when someone turns into what this channel will become, it isn't going to be anything like I've seen anything on YouTube. That's my intention. So my experimentation, my diving into things, when someone says, you're not making any content, dude, that someone wants to follow, I disagree. I'm not a finished product. I'm a raw product. I'm still something that's trying to emerge. When someone says, I'm after 15,000 followers, and then I'm trying to become monetized, I'm more the kind of guy, I'm after web. I'm trying to catch up with web. I'm not interested in being Hubble. What I'm interested in trying to do is as many ideas as I can visually and render something different and then blow people out of the way. When you get to find the finished product and put it out there, if I ever get to that far, put out a finished product. And I still say, I'd rather be like Cameron, not in the sense that I want to emulate what his writing style is. It's just trying to do the technology and push out what I can learn and then push out that type of technology to develop an idea that is something worth watching.